Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant, or QNT if you will. I have a lot of things to talk about, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any sort of way possible, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. But with that being said, let's move in and let's talk about QNT. So first off, we're going to move down all the way to QNT on the list. There we go. And let's move in on Quant and let's look at some of these statistics. So first off, of course, trading volume is down. A lot of altcoins are kind of just trading sideways. In my XRP and my HBAR video from earlier today, basically what I've been telling you guys is, focus more so on tomorrow, the 28th. This is where we will see the major indices going live again. And this is where we also see, of course, in general for crypto as well, the major impulses that come with, of course, the indices being open. Now, a lot of things have been happening overseas with Russia and the Ukraine. A lot of those are major catalyst events for, of course, the indices to skyrocket in price or, of course, drop in price. So we have to watch the indices on the 28th, which is, of course, Monday when they do open. That way, we have a little bit of a better picture to analyze. Especially, we will see a lot more movement on altcoins as well. This is what's stopping me from buying anything currently. I don't like to buy during the weekend. I don't think that it is ever a good time to buy on the weekend, just so that you guys know that for future reference. But I do want to talk to you guys about Quant in general from an interoperability standard as well as from some text. So first off, let's move in on this tweet here from Dread Bongo. People need to understand that huge legacy infrastructures will use a variety of technologies. Overledger simply allows for the interconnectivity and communication of said technologies / projects, and QNT truly unlocks the potential for everyone involved. Now, with all of this in mind, yes, there's a ton of things to really kind of look forward to in terms of interoperability. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the legacy systems here shortly, but first off, I do want to address a few, overall, areas that QNT is really kind of putting or positioning themselves in, I should say. So first off, let's talk about Quant in, of course, the healthcare area. So Quant Network joins InteroPen. This goes back to December 13th, 2018. Quant Network's blockchain operating system Overledger has the ability to interconnect existing legacy systems to one another as well as to blockchain. Quant Network, as an innovative technology company today, announced that it joined InteroPen to accelerate the development of open standards for interoperability in the UK health and social care sector. I want you all to understand that, yes, this goes back to 2018, but I want you to all understand that Quant is also positioning themselves not only in the financial area in terms of the legacy systems, but also in the healthcare area as well. We actually see here Laura, I'm hoping that I'm saying that name right, Verdian, head of healthcare services for Quant Network and health economist, additionally noted that it is estimated by the OECD that approximately 1/5 of healthcare expenditure is wasted. Digital transformation and interoperability enabled by technical standards and blockchain technology is expected to significantly reduce this wastage and ultimately lead to better health outcomes for patients as well. This is a major disruption. I think that when we are talking about this, I think that it is going to be very huge. Of course, you could see, why this is going to be a big, pain point that it solves. We see here, with the increased stress on health services in the UK, we believe that digital transformation is needed now more than ever. Our Overledger operating system can reduce the risk and cost involved in digital transformation with minimal disruption to patients. We are also excited about the opportunities for blockchain adoption that may come from our involvement with InteroPen. I think that this is awesome. I think that this is incredible, and let's actually kind of connect the dots here. So first off, yes, this was their first expenditure into, healthcare, but as you guys do know, Oracle and Quant have a major partnership, and when we are talking about this, we do know that Oracle has their major overall connections to the healthcare area as well, improve patient outcomes and reduce healthcare costs by using your data to better plan, operate your business, support your team members, and develop evidence-based care approaches. You could also better prepare for new healthcare delivery models, such as value-based care, while strengthening compliance across your organization. Now, Of course, this is one major industry that Oracle is focused on, but we do see UK National Health Service. Here we have UK National Health Service uses Oracle machine learning solutions to reduce treatment costs and save £1 billion annually. A lot of this is really kind of focused on, pretty much the cost basis of a lot of these, areas specifically within, of course, healthcare. There's a ton of other ones like Blue Shield of California, for an example, Kaiser Permanente, Humana, and of course other ones. Now, with this all in mind, is Q&T going to be involved in this? In my opinion, I think that Q&T has a very, very good position that they are in right now to be involved in a lot of these areas that Oracle is also involved. If you guys don't know all of the industries that Oracle has, we do see automotive, communications, construction and engineering, consumer goods, energy and water, and the list goes on and on and on. A lot of these are some big named areas, but of course, healthcare, popped out to me because, when we are talking about Quant has many connections to, of course, the healthcare world. Best part about this is that, basically from Oracle standard, we have a ton of products also from Oracle that are, focused on some major areas, more so cloud services and things like that. But if we are talking about interoperability and things like that, I don't think that Quant or Oracle is really kind of focused on that area without Quant. So I think that Quant is helping, build bridges between a lot of these sectors and industries with a lot of these partnerships, specifically Oracle in general. Also, in terms of Internet of Things, so this goes back to February 15th of this year, as Internet of Things extends into every facet of our lives. The big challenge will be delivering data solutions that are interoperable with legacy, current, and future systems. Now, the funny thing about the Internet of Things, we do see that there's 41.7 billion IoT devices. This is by 2025, by the way. I think that we're pretty close to that number, if anything, currently. And when we are talking about the major challenges here, there is one big player, and as you guys are probably all aware of, this is a Q&T video, so you could probably just, say, yeah, interoperability is huge. So again, Internet of Things will definitely need interoperability. I think that when we're talking about a lot of this market or a lot of things within these markets, specifically even crypto, right? Interoperability is huge and it's key. It's a very complex nature. It's a very complex world, especially if you are talking more so about connectivity between different networks, kind of allowing devices to connect with one another as well. It is going to allow for some major, use cases. It's going to allow for a major step, towards the future in terms of innovation as well. I think that interoperability is 100% needed in a lot of these areas, but the Internet of Things is something significant because we do see here that the Internet of Things market reached $761.4 billion in 2020 and is expected to reach 1.39 trillion, by 2026. And of course, the growth is happening primarily in a few industrial sectors, namely manufacturing, retail, and healthcare. I want you to all understand that healthcare is definitely huge. We do see, where Internet of Things technology has been deployed to track illnesses and handle other logistics involved in pandemic abatement. Now, I want you all to understand that when we are talking about Internet of Things, there's a lot of things within this area, devices, sensors, network connection, cloud versus cloudless Internet of Things, and even software. All of this, of course, comes at a cost. You definitely need interoperability. This is also why I do believe that, like I said, when we are talking about, Q&T, they're well positioned in this area to basically be the interoperability provider for a lot of these major markets, the Internet of Things definitely being one of them. And of course, Oracle is named as one of the major Internet of Things cloud providers. IBM is also up here, which we do know IBM has a lot of connections to crypto. And then also we do see Internet of Things sensor providers as well. You guys could read all of these lists. There's huge, major names here. But for the most part, I am focused more so on cloud providers because cloud providers are huge, especially in this market, and they're key for Internet of Things to work properly as well. Now, connecting the dots back to legacy systems. So everyone wants to always talk about the legacy systems with, DLTs and, crypto in general. And trust me, I'm also here for that 100%. We are talking about, everything. We are talking about interconnectivity between every single technology in the space, but when we are talking about the legacy system, it is also a very complex area to have interoperability. So let's actually talk about this. So this goes back to December 2020. This is coming from the World Economic Forum, bridging the governance gap, interoperability for blockchain and legacy systems. Now, of course, we talk about interoperability a lot. We talk about DLTs as well. Again, all of these will need interoperability. In terms of legacy systems being able to connect to DLTs, we need interoperability within these. They also, in order to, like they are saying up here, in order to embrace both of these technologies greatly, you need interoperability. And they are mentioning oracles here. I've always talked to you guys a little bit about oracles in the past in terms of interoperability. I think that they are very inefficient. Here we have a few figures here in terms of a DLT legacy interoperability framework through oracles. It's a very complex sort of view instead of it, having that major direct connection like Quant does deliver. It's a little bit more complex than that. Of course, there's other figures here. Here's a highlight of this other, I don't know what this actually is. I don't think that I've ever seen this, but this is total farmers covered, 18 million, crop area insured, 28 million hectares, total premium, 2 billion, total insured companies involved, 12 plus. I'm not too sure what exactly this is. I think that this is more so a crop insurance scheme. I don't know what this really has to do with interoperability in terms of bridging the gap, but of course, I think that it is. Oh, sorry. So this actually connects to the figure 3. So various legacy IT systems being used in PMFBY and their data. So this actually goes hand in hand with that. This is the National Crop Insurance Portal. This is all kind of connectivity within that area as well. But I'm more so here for the legacy system. So systemic concerns and how integration with DOT can help. Again, transparency and accountability, information security. It's all pretty much all the benefits of DOTs. But of course, we will need to have interoperability. Again, here's some disadvantages to it. Altogether, when we are talking about interoperability, I do think that oracles are just not the way to go. I think that oracles are very lackluster in terms of interoperability. I think that at the end of the day, what we really kind of want is API gateways. API gateways are definitely coming from Quant's side. I think that API gateways are definitely something to look into, especially at 3 lines of code in terms of them being plug and played. Again, here's adopting an Oracle system. This is all talking about Oracle. By the way, this is going back to 2020, so this is more so when Oracle was the next big thing, if you will. This is of course before we seen things like API gateways making their way out onto the block. Here's the use of APIs now. So here's API systems, a visualization of predominant API ecosystem. Here's the APIs, and this connects to everything. This kind of goes down the list, if you will. As you guys do see, like Twitter, Netflix, Amazon, all that kind of stuff down here, and it interconnects throughout this entire process. It's basically a major API ecosystem. I think that APIs are definitely the way to go from an overall standard with technology. I actually did a little bit of a breakdown comparing Oracle to API gateways. I just think that API gateways are just a lot more, it's less complex, it's a lot easier to implement, and it's also a lot better from a tech standpoint as well. But we do see that this is a huge gap being built here. This is a bi-directional interoperability bridge schematic between legacy and DLT systems. This is necessity. This is a necessity in the legacy platform. They want interoperability between DLTs and the legacy platforms in order for this technology to actually be utilized the way that it's properly supposed to be utilized. The only way that we're getting that interoperability is through something like Quant. And I don't mention, for an example, I don't mention oracles and try to say oracles are trash because I'm invested into something that has, like, for an example, an API gateway. I don't do that. I've actually studied the technology, and I've actually made a video on this. I want to say it's like about a month ago now, where I did talk to you guys about the differences between these major interoperability solutions. And what we have seen is that API gateways are just the way to go, especially if you are looking at the legacy system. I don't think people look at these legacy systems and see complexities. They kind of just think that, oh, well, it's going to be very easy to just bridge these two. But it's not. You got to remember that these legacy systems have been around for years. And the technology is extremely outdated. So in order to build these bridges, it needs to have some sort of plug and play aspect. Oracles don't do the best in terms of plug and play, but API gateways do, because we know this technology. It's not extremely new technology. I mean, from Quant's standpoint, yes, their technology is extremely new from what they are trying to do. But you guys can see the Overledger Enterprise. This is basically what they are. This is what they built. This is the DLT gateway for business. This is interconnectivity, of course, at its finest. Very easy, very secure, very fast as well to market. I mean, I think that they were saying that it's like plug and play in almost like it's 3 lines of code, so it's almost instant. And I just want you all to understand that when we're talking about something like this, you got to understand the scale of the legacy systems with disruption from crypto in order to actually pinpoint how big Quant is actually going to be. That's exactly why I look at Quant as an overall company and compare it to, things that we have seen in the past become the next big thing. I think that DLNs, distributed ledger networks, are going to be the next big thing, as DLTs are getting a lot of traction right now. But in order for all of these major networks to communicate with one another, interoperability is very well needed. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.